Dr. Elias Ward had spent most of his life cataloging lifeforms in the outer sectors of human-explored space. As a xenobiologist, he'd been on planets few humans had seen. Still, nothing could have prepared him for Orion 9, a water-covered exoplanet at the edge of the Valen expanse. His mission was simple: study aquatic alien lifeforms, document their physiology, and return samples for coalition research. Elias' shuttle descended through a dense, violet-tinted atmosphere. The ocean below shimmered, reflecting a greenish sun. Massive structures, natural, he presumed, punctuated the waves like islands. He docked at a research platform floating on the surface, eager to begin his studies. But as he activated the external sensors, the first anomaly appeared: a humanoid figure rising effortlessly from the water, her skin glistening like liquid crystal, hair floating around her like fine strands of light. Elias froze. She stared directly at him with luminous azure eyes. Her body shimmered with iridescent patterns, and water droplets clung to her like liquid jewels. "Stop staring," she said, her voice melodic but commanding. "If you want to, touch it." First contact, understanding the alien. Elias' first thought was professional restraint. He was a scientist. Observations mattered. Touching unknown alien biology was forbidden. And yet, she was offering, almost daring him. I'm Dr. Ward," he stammered. "I'm here to study the life forms of Orion 9. I am Neris," she replied. "And I am curious about you." She swam closer, fluid and mesmerizing. Elias could see her muscular yet graceful form, perfectly adapted for aquatic life. Water continuously dripped from her, yet it seemed almost alive, reacting to her gestures. "Touch it," he asked cautiously, not sure what she meant. "My form," she clarified. "My skin, my body, my substance. I am tactile. You may explore if you dare. Observation is not enough here." Elias hesitated. Everything in his training screamed to maintain distance. Yet curiosity, professional and personal, was overpowering. The exploration. With gloved hands, he extended his arm. The water on her skin was not ordinary, it pulsed with subtle energy, almost sentient. The moment his fingers brushed it, a shock of sensation ran up his arm. "It responds," he whispered, amazed. "Yes," Neris said, circling him. "Orion 9 is a living planet. My body is part of it. Every touch connects you to the world." She moved closer, letting the water from her form flow over his hands. It was cool, viscous, and yet exhilarating. Elias felt something he couldn't name: connection, recognition, something almost like communication without words. "You're alive," he said. "I am," she replied. "And I am aware. You humans rarely touch without fear or restraint. You may explore, yes, but respect is required." Elias nodded, feeling both awe and hesitation. He had studied alien life before, but never had he felt invited, challenged, and warned all at once. Learning the rules. Over the next few days, Elias began interacting with Neris regularly. She taught him how to navigate the waters of Orion 9 safely, how to avoid dangerous currents, and how to read subtle changes in her body to understand emotional and physiological cues. "It is a dance," she explained one morning, gliding around him effortlessly. "Your species relies on words too much. Touch, presence, observation, these are the true ways to communicate here." Elias began to experiment, gently touching her arms, her shoulders, even her hair like tendrils. Each contact sparked waves of energy and subtle light, forming patterns he could not fully comprehend. "You are learning quickly," Neris said, smiling. "But control is essential. Desire is natural. Recklessness is not tolerated." The dangers of Orion 9. Orion 9 was beautiful, but deadly. The deeper regions of the ocean were home to predators larger than any Earth creature. Currents shifted without warning, and thermal vents released scalding steam. One day, while exploring a coral-like structure, Elias was knocked off balance by a sudden underwater quake. A predator, a massive leviathan with translucent skin, rose from the depths. Neris reacted instantly. Her water body surged around him, forming a protective cocoon. She propelled him to safety, moving faster than he could comprehend. "You must learn," she said once they were safe, "to trust the touch, to respect the connection. Orion 9 will not forgive hesitation." Elias nodded, understanding that his study was no longer purely academic. Survival depended on learning from her, adapting, and respecting the unique bond she offered. The bond deepens. As weeks passed, Elias and Neris' connection grew beyond simple survival. She would allow him to explore her form, touching the water-covered skin, feeling the pulsing energy beneath. Each interaction deepened the link between him and the planet itself. For Neris' body was more than alien, it was a living extension of Orion 9. "You are part of this now," she whispered one evening, floating in bioluminescent currents. "Every touch, every observation, every reaction, your presence affects the world. Do you understand?" "I think so," Elias replied. "And I feel more than I ever expected." "Good," Neris said, smiling. "You must feel. Observation alone is incomplete." Elias began conducting his studies in tandem with her guidance. He measured energy flow, recorded biological responses, and even synchronized his breathing and heartbeat with her pulses. The planet itself seemed to respond, shimmering in resonance with their combined presence. The trial of temptation. Not all was calm. Elias' human instincts, curiosity, desire, and fear often conflicted with caution. One day, he reached to touch an area of her body he was explicitly told to respect. "Stop," Neris hissed, eyes glowing brighter. "Respect is required. You may touch, but only with awareness. Recklessness will harm both of us." Elias pulled back, ashamed. I didn't mean to disregard your rules." "You are learning," she said softly, allowing him to continue, carefully. "You must integrate your senses with your mind. Connection without thought is dangerous here. Desire without awareness can be deadly." It was a lesson he would not forget. On Orion 9, desire was intertwined with survival. Every action had consequence. Discovery, the living core. Neris led Elias to the deepest trench of Orion 9, a bioluminescent abyss where energy pulsed like a heartbeat. She gestured for him to touch the core of the planet through her. "This is why I offered myself to you," she said. "Through me, you feel the world. You understand the life. You bond with Orion 9 itself." Elias extended his hands, feeling the energy surge through his entire body. The sensation was overwhelming, physical, mental, and emotional all at once. Images of the planet's past, its currents, and its predators flashed in his mind. He felt Neris' presence merge with his own perception. "Do you understand?" she asked. I do," he whispered. "I feel everything, like it's part of me." "Good," she said, water rippling around her. "Connection is total. Trust, respect, and awareness. Only then can you truly explore this world." The human-alien relationship. From that point, their interactions became symbiotic. Elias learned to anticipate her movements, to respect the limits of touch, and to communicate almost entirely through shared sensation and subtle gestures. Neris, in turn, allowed him deeper access, showing him the living structures beneath the oceans, guiding him through hidden channels, and introducing him to alien creatures he would never have studied alone. The bond transcended human-alien norms. They were teacher and student, partner and protector, explorer and guide. Elias realized that his life on Orion 9 would never be the same, and he didn't want it to be. The climax: survival and trust. One day, a massive storm arose, driven by the planet's internal currents. Elias and Neris were swept into a violent underwater vortex, the sheer force threatening to separate them and throw Elias against sharp crystalline formations. Neris encased him in a protective barrier of water, using her own body to anchor him. "Trust me," she hissed. "Do not fight. Feel." Elias closed his eyes, letting himself flow with her energy. He synchronized his heartbeat with hers, let the water pulse through him, and trusted completely. When the storm subsided, they emerged unharmed, floating in a calm bioluminescent pool. Elias looked at her, awestruck. "You saved me," he whispered. "I did not save," she replied softly. "We survived together. Connection is not protection, it is understanding. Do you understand?" "Yes," he said, feeling a deep sense of gratitude and unity. "Completely. Ending, acceptance and unity." Months later, Elias had fully adapted to life on Orion 9. His studies progressed beyond what he had imagined, thanks to Neris' guidance. The planet revealed secrets through their partnership, from new species to hidden energy flows. More importantly, Elias had learned to respect and cherish the alien being who had initially startled him. Neris was no longer just an intriguing organism, she was a partner, a teacher, and a bridge to a world that existed beyond human comprehension. One evening, as the twin moons reflected on the ocean's surface, Neris approached him. "Do you still hesitate?" she asked, eyes glowing. "No," Elias replied. "I understand. I trust. I feel." She smiled, water cascading around her. "Then you are ready, and so are we. Orion 9 is yours to explore, as long as you respect it, and me." Elias reached out, touching her form gently. The familiar surge of energy pulsed through him. He no longer saw her as alien in a distant sense. He saw her as part of the world, part of life, and part of himself. "Thank you," he whispered. "For trust, not thanks," Neris replied. "We explore together. Always." And so, in the alien waters of Orion 9, human and alien, scientist and guide, touch and trust merged into an unbreakable bond. Elias had not only discovered a new life form, he had discovered a new way to live. The end.